Now, this week's guest is an Australian comedy legend. You may have seen him in iconic shows such as The McAuliffe Program, Sean McAuliffe's Mad as Hell, and Full Frontal. Please make him very welcome. It's Francis Greenslade! So good to see you. Thanks for coming. Please, take a seat.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Good times.
Simon, you know, the last time I was in a chat show like this, it was about 20 years ago.
Really?
Midday show with Ray Martin. And I was doing stand-up. And they flew me from Melbourne to Sydney, which was very nice. And I get to Sydney, and I have a piano accordion. Inexplicably, I don't play it in the app, but I just...
Right, just carry on.
Sean McAuliffe wrote it for me, so ask him. I wear this piano accordion, it has to go in through the luggage, and it doesn't come out. And I'm standing there in Sydney Airport, and the show has actually started, and I'm waiting for this bloody piano accordion to come out, and it hasn't come out. And so I see a door, and I go backstage where they put the luggage on the thing.
Backstage at the airport. You're such an actor. Everything's backstage.
And I say to the man, excuse me, I need my piano accordion, I'm about to appear on TV. And instead of saying, oh, look, I'm sorry, sir, I'll get it immediately, is this it? As I thought he would. He said, you're committing a federal offence, mate, get out. And
Close.
So I turned to get out, and the door that I came in was locked. And the only way I could get out was to get on the luggage carousel with the luggage. And so I do get on, and I go through, and there's this Japanese couple who are standing there waiting for their luggage, and I come out with the luggage, and the expression on their face I will never forget as long as I live.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, and is that why you didn't bring an instrument this time?
I didn't bring an instrument this time. I made it on time. It's fine.
Well, I'm sad you didn't bring an instrument, but I thought you might not, so that's why we actually prepared this. Can we have a look at this little clip?
Hey,
Oh, no.
is that a gun in your pocket or is it a banana? My dog's got no nose. Pretty sad. I don't need any hecklers from you, mate. I've got lines written on a piece of paper for hecklers. You want to hear it? Shut up.
Oh,
Brilliant.
God.
That's pretty good. What a good line.
That was a long time ago.
That was a while
Simon,
ago.
in a different world.
But,
oh, dear.
But I feel like you're rode hard when it comes to performance skills. Have you had any super tough gigs like that, like hecklers and tough times?
Well, I started off in theatre, and we would actually we were doing a show. We were doing Alice in Wonderland for kids back in Adelaide. Lovely youth theatre company, and it wasn't going very well. And so they started to bus the old folks from the old people's home in to fill out the audiences because the kids weren't really digging it. And so we were doing these matinees with these elderly people. And there was one matinee, we were trudging through the show, and it wasn't very inspiring. And suddenly I hear from the front row this old lady, I don't like him. And there were three of us on stage, three men, and we all froze momentarily. We went, yep, okay, we can cope with this. One of us she doesn't like, but we'll go on. So we went on. And then, of course, you know, her friend couldn't leave it there. So then we got, which one? And, of course, it's the one with the dark curly hair. I don't like him. So, you know, you're there knowing that someone hates you. Probably the rest of the audience hate you too. And that show was tricky because it was just about my first show. And we had these little onesies that was the brilliant design concept, and we put little, you know, hats or ears or, you know, waistcoats on.
Cute.
But the designer, and they're very flimsy onesies, the designer had told us we weren't allowed to wear underwear of any sort. And
was that just their personal preference, or?
well, I don't know. I think it was just because you'd get a line.
Oh,
you know,
you'd
mar the purity of the design. Everyone else in the cast went, oh, bugger that, I'm wearing underwear.
Okay.
But it was my first
But you're
gig.
a purist, aren't you, Francis?
It was my first gig, so I went, all right, well, the designer says not to wear underwear, I won't wear underwear. And then there's a bit in the show where we all have to dance. So I'm doing this little dance like this, you know. And I wonder why this group of private school girls immediately facing me is laughing. And when you start dancing without underwear in a flimsy onesie, everything moves. And so I realised why they were laughing, and you go, oh my God, and you can't stop, you know, you have to keep on going. That's scarred me.
And that's why you're still on parole, is that?
They were fine.
But since then, you're so prolific. I wanted a list of all the things that you've done, and they gave me like None of them. No, here they are. All right, Sammy J and Randy's Ricketts Lane is coming up. Sean McAuliffe, Mad as Hell, It's a Date, Winners and Losers, Offspring, Newstopia, Blue Healers, The McAuliffe Program, Sea Change, Full Frontal, and there's like 30 more on IMDb.
As you get older, people realise that, you know, the lifestyle's not that great and they stop dropping off and you become the only one left.
Oh, so your acting tip is hang around.
Hang around.
Yeah.
Competition dies out.